What's going on, guys, and welcome to episode 1 of building the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 Hoth and Lego. I'm super excited to be starting my very first mock series and cannot wait to see how this is going to turn out. And as you can see, I've spent the last couple weeks gathering a bunch of parts and minifigs for this project. Of course, this being episode 1, we're going to be starting really simple with just the planning and the basic foundation. And before we get started, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any of these updates coming out between now and Brick World Chicago in June. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so here we have our layout of the 2x5 gray base plates, and here's how the elevation is kind of gonna work. If you're familiar with like an elevation map, it's kind of the same idea. And then right here are gonna be some pretty big hills. Here is going to be kind of the mountain that merges Echo Base with the other hills. And of course, we're going to have the shield generator right there. And this is where Echo Base is going to be. And on the other side of the hill, that's where a kind of outpost is. Then we're going to have one snow speeder coming out of Echo Base. And there's going to be a snow speeder around the center, but that one's actually going to be destroyed by an ATST. Then of course, at the back of the mock, there's going to be the UCS AT-AT. Since this is going to be based off of Battlefront 2, I can't forget to put the command posts. So the red ones are going to be Imperial and the blue ones are going to be for the Rebellion. And I forgot to draw these earlier, but there's actually going to be some trenches and some turrets around each command post as well. So enough with the plan, and let's go ahead and start building. So right now I'm just starting with 8 of the 10 base plates because another 2 won't fit on the end of the table, and so I'm just going to start with this end because that end is going to have the AT-AT on there, and I'd rather just build around that rather than just build some terrain and then realize the AT-AT won't fit and then I'll have to tear it up again. So I'm just going to wait and do that until I have the AT-AT built. So right now we're just going to be focusing on the basics of the terrain and the border. So I've done as much as I can right now. I even started on the other side of the base plates for the border, but I ran out of some pieces that I needed, so I got those ordered. Now I'm kind of experimenting with the plates for the terrain, and so if these were like overlapping with this, it would line up perfectly, but since it doesn't, it kind of throws off the end right here. So now there's 5 instead of 6, so I just got some of these ordered so I can fill out the rest of these, which only should matter for the corners. So since these are gonna be right there, actually it might throw off the end for this part, but that should be fine. But now I'm just gonna start putting down some 2x2s and then putting these plates on. So if you've built mocks before or have like done a city, I'm sure you're well familiar with the mills technique. So what I'm doing right now is putting down some 2x2 bricks on each corner of where the 6x8 plate's gonna go. So when I put it down, it's gonna be real nice and sturdy. So basically, I'm just gonna do this for the entire length of the base plate, or just the area that I want right now for like the lowest level it's gonna be with the terrain. So what I've kind of been working on is that I've been double stacking these 2x2s right here so I can add another level to the terrain. And then I've also added some of these white 1x3s on the edge, just so it gives that cleaner look and just not like random colors showing. So yeah, I'll also have a like gradual like wedge plates leading up to this, so it won't be like this direct like cut off like that. It'll be a lot smoother and a gradual lead up. This is gonna be like 2 bricks high, I guess you want to call that. And then I think the highest I want to go is 3 or maybe 4. So I'm just gonna see how it turns out. So I'm actually going to be removing these because this is where I want the trench area for the shield generator to be, because I think the 2 level is like a perfect height for a minifig. I know that's a Scout Trooper. I just grabbed the figure that was right next to me. I just think that's a really good height for the trenches, and I'll obviously be like filling it in and adding more detail to make it more rounded off and sleek. So I have done some off-camera building just a little. I've raised up this to 3 bricks now, so this is going to be the platform where Echo Base sits at an angle, and obviously I've had to brick off this entire back section because I just don't want it to be exposed with random colors, and it's kind of really rapidly running through all these 1x3 white bricks, so probably gonna have to order some more of those, or maybe just some bigger pieces rather than 1x3s, so it'll get done a lot faster. And I did close this off just a little more. I thought it was a little too big for just one trench, because this whole wall is going to be kind of sloping down to the corner, and then right here we'll have the shield generator. So I just kind of wanted that to be some nice easy terrain coming down and not just like really thin right there. So with this gone, it was just kind of like not enough space for it to be just not enough space for it to look good. So I added some plates back there, and then I'll probably add in some wedge plates on this one just so it gets more shape. So I'm just filling in these last 2 base plates right now, because this area of the MOC is probably going to be the most like basic. The terrain's going to be pretty level throughout the whole thing right here, because these 2 right here, the AT-AT is probably going to go there, because the AT-AT takes up roughly 1.5 or 2 base plates, I want to say, and I want the terrain to be as flat as possible because I do not want that falling over at all. I don't have it yet, but I honestly might incorporate some way, or like some Technic pins underneath, just so it's very secure. But yeah, I'm just kind of putting some bricks down right now so I can get these 2 base plates done. Alright, so it's been a couple days. I actually did end up running out of some parts, but I was able to get some more 2x2s off of my local pick-a-brick wall, and I did get some orders in, so let's see what I got. Alright, so it looks like this is stuff that I'm going to need later on. This is going to be a bunch of wedge plates for building up the terrain, some slope pieces, like that. Got some of these just for some bigger hills. Yeah, so this is definitely stuff that I'm going to need more down the line. Alright, so this is stuff that I need right now, actually. These both are needed to fill in the gaps for how the border threw off some of the 6x8 plates. And then this is so I can finish the border.
So this is everything that I got right now. I have like 10 more orders on the way, just because I didn't realize how much I actually needed. So I got a lot more coming. This is basically the last part of the terrain that I need to work on. It's this corner right here is going to be Echo Base, and then I want to have the hill that comes up like right here. So I want to have the kind of like merge together, but I don't really know where to end the hill because I want it to I want to build it around Echo Base. So I'm probably just going to end up stopping here, or maybe just go like one plate over again, just so it lines up with the end of the base plate. But that should work for now. I just don't want to have to take anything apart once I start on Echo Base. And since I got those 4x8 plates in, I was able to finish off this end right here. This is kind of gonna be like an edge of a hill leading up to Echo Base. So the majority of this is done. So I'm gonna be putting some 2x8 bricks right here just so I can get the wall to be pretty sturdy, and then put some plates on top. And then that should be the corner where Echo Base should sit. So here is the finished terrain and layout for Hoth. I'm pretty pleased with how everything's turned out so far. I have made a couple changes, mainly to these hills right here. I brought this one out a couple plates further, and then this one on the side, I think. We got some trenches. Probably change this up a bit because I'm not sure how it's going to work with two, just with the amount of space I have, so I may just go with one right here. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how everything is turning out.
Alright guys, so that's going to be it for episode 1 of building the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 Hoth in LEGO. I know it wasn't the most eventful week just laying down those plates and 2x2 bricks, but in the coming weeks it'll definitely start to take a lot more shape. Next time we'll probably just be smoothing out all the terrain with some wedge plates and stuff like that. I'm going to go ahead and give you all a sneak peek of what's to come. So this is a prototype for the shield generator. I have some parts ordered, so stay tuned for this. If y'all have any suggestions, feel free to leave some comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback and see what y'all think of it so far. Also, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the episodes coming out between now and the middle of June. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all in the next one.